Well. Clearing your throat at the beginning of a video, that's not very professional, Van Pebble. Sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stream. My name is Van Pebble, and I always leave that stuff in there, otherwise you go crazy. You're never going to be happy with your final form, you know? That's how I feel. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we start off the stream with a little happy house mix by this guy, Barry Toits. Hopefully, Barry, I don't copyright me, buddy. I hope he doesn't. I'm just going to play this music to get us started. Let me explain what's happening, guys, girls, cats, dogs, and vampires. Why not, right? Vampires are never included. It's not fair. It's like, it's an affliction. Imagine you're a vampire. Well, we'll get into that later. I mean, free the vampires is what I'm saying, you know? Today, ladies and gentlemen, we're playing a game called HD Poker, and we're waiting. We're waiting for a couple tables to open up, at least one table. I think this $80 million table would be a great table to start the day out with. So, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Van Pebble. We're playing HD Poker soon. In the meantime, let's talk about vampires just for 1 second. They had no choice. They were born that way. They were born to desire blood. And some people call them criminals. Some people call them, oh, he's a vampire. He's a killer. Guys, we have to use the word killer. It's not his fault. It's not his fault. He likes blood. Vampires like blood. And that's not their fault. You're going to sit there. All right. It was fun. It was a fun riff. I enjoyed riffing it. And you know what? Perfect time. Ladies and gentlemen, today's game is HD Poker. It is actually Texas Hold'em, to be more specific. Not sure if you know what Texas Hold'em is. It's actually, I don't usually go and explain what the game is, and there's a lot to it that I feel like if I've never played live. I played live, but never like in a casino. And I feel like I would be a little confused as far as the betting goes. Like the part of the game, this part right here, the betting and it is a little bit confusing. I'm going to be honest with you. It's slightly confusing. Let me put my face in a different... Oh, my face is actually somewhat in a good place, actually. So we'll just leave it there. My camera, rather. Actually, we could move it down just a tad. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Move it down like... so that we can see that. And then maybe we'll move it like that. So we're not blocking that guy. That's cool. That's cool. Hey man, that's cool. Yeah, the vampire thing was just a funny, jokey thing. Obviously. Clearly. Yeah. It's been a good week, man. We had a great week. You know, I never really know how it's going to pan out. The week was good. I feel like I'm getting better at figuring out when to stream and when to live life and sleep and drink alcohol, which is AKA partying, you know? Like, I'm not a huge drinker, but I kind of do like to drink, like, at least once a week. I like to drink lately. That's what I've been like lately, but like the truth is I don't really like once I get into a zone where I'm like, let's not do alcohol for a week, then I just usually will go like 3 or 4 weeks without it. So alcohol's not like a big deal, but once you do it, and I'll show you what we drink, because I'm not a hard drinker. It's like limoncello. It's like, so we'll drink a little limoncello like on the weekends or on the time off, and maybe we'll take like 1 or 2 days, and we're literally sipping shots of it. Look at this bottle. This is basically like, this is me drinking for, whoa, right? So it's not like we're going crazy with it, but we are doing that. And it does change you a little bit. It can make you a little more tired. You sleep a little bit more. So, like that kind of stuff actually affects your performance and how much you can perform. And so it really does affect the streams slightly. So I think next week you're probably going to see Van Pebble a little more. I would imagine. We'll have to talk about it and figure it out. That's the best. I enjoy everything about streaming. I love thinking about it afterwards and like doing clips and everything. I just love it. And I've been seeing clips lately on YouTube about people talking about video games. I don't know why it's triggered me. I saw this, and the person's the YouTube clip said, "I'm a gamer and I don't like games anymore. Do you agree?" Let's see, 8, 9. Yeah, this is not for us here. Let's get out of here. We had a chance, yeah, but I would still need another card for this to happen. 7. Oh, the 7. See, I would have gotten that one. 7, 8, 9, 10 jack, but it was a good fold. What did they have? They had 6, 5. Oh, 2 pair. Nice. That's a nice hand. Yeah, so I mean, this guy was like basically like he made this video and it was like, why is gaming? Is gaming no longer good or whatever? Games suck now. That's what it was. Games aren't good anymore. Is it just me? And I want to tell this guy, yes, it's just you. It's you. It's not the games. It's probably has something. And I'm not putting this guy down. I think like when you are playing games on a regular basis, you have to sort of have your life together. The rest of your life has to come together. If I had like a real serious job, like 5 days a week, I don't know if I could stream. I don't know if I could do it. Because it takes so much of your mental capacity and your physical and emotional energy to work for a living. And I realized at some point that jobs don't fill my ego. Hey, nice hand. See, that goes to show you we're right about whatever we said. We're right. No, but this is great to talk about. This is what I want to talk about. My life isn't affected. My ego isn't affected by work. It used to be. I used to always think, because I didn't know where your self-esteem came from. Like, I'm talking about me personally. Like, I don't feel great about myself because I went to work and I used to feel that way. But now I'm not getting what I used to get from those jobs. In fact, it makes me worse. Like when I'm around people at work, just like you could go to a job and just some random guy that you've never met before who has no qualifications could just show up at your job and you'd have to work with this bozo, and they're stupid and they're immature and they smell and you name it. They don't know who they are or what they are or anything, and they're completely lost and clueless. And that's not an LTGTB slam. It's just like you just meet people that are just like, and they're this close to being like a killer. And I've realized I don't want to just jump into jobs randomly anymore because it's scary, actually. It's actually scary. So we're lucky. We're very grateful and lucky, but this is what I'll do with my life, which is I spend a lot of time working by myself, and then when I'm not working, I'm doing this, which is, I consider this a little bit of a job, kind of. You know, you got to put it, but like I said, I do think what I was saying is true. Like the streaming thing, if you're going to do it, you got to have like, there's something about it. You got to have time to do it. You can't just do it once or twice a week. You got to have like, I have 4 days out of the week to stream, and I think that's plenty. But I don't think like just having 2 days off and then, because I'll tell you the truth, like there's 2 days of this week that I just don't feel like doing anything, and it's not that I'm not disciplined or I don't care. It's just like physically I just am tired. Like I streamed this week and you can go back and look at those streams. I was noticeably tired, but I feel good about myself because I'm doing it anyway. But like, yeah, I'm really tired. Like you work 5 days a week. Those 2 days are really for rest. They're not really for much else. And I know I was watching another interesting video to go along with this little riff here. By the way, we can always go back to the game, always go back to the table. I'm paying attention to what's happening. I'm just not involved in the hands, so that's why I'm talking. There's the queen, which could have helped us, but there's also an ace on the table, so yeah, but my feelings on my feelings have changed dramatically on work because I realized that I wasn't really doing what I wanted to do, or my potential wasn't being fulfilled, what do? You fulfill potential, or do you? I wasn't fulfilling my potential. Is that how I would put it? And we all have potential, but your potential starts to go down when mine did. When you keep getting these stupid jobs with stupid people, you have no chance of growing when you're around a situation where you're actually like fighting with people at work and stuff. Like it's got to be a cooperation thing, and it can't be like a political like high school situation. I never thrived in high school. I just didn't. It wasn't a world where I did well. I got lost in the shuffle, and I lost everything that was motivation went down the tubes when I was around people in high school. I do better on my own. I work harder when I'm by myself, and I've got the work thing, but if you're giving me like a real job that I got to go do, and I'm going to care about it. I'm not going to go there and just be like, I don't give a fuck. I'm just try to make money. No, I care about what I do. I'm a security guard. I care about it. But, and there's no buts. I give a fuck. But there is a but. There's no way I want to do it 5 days a fucking week. I just don't see the point. It doesn't fulfill any. It doesn't really. If it was helping people, I would do it. You know, if I was actually like, man, we need you for this, or it's somebody's private property, and that would seem like useful and helpful. But it just seems like, yeah, I could get out there. I could do some good work 3 days a week, 30 hours. It's a good chunk of hours. I make enough money, you know. And then I just figure out what I really want to do with my life, which is both. I like the security a lot. If I could find a way to like maybe own my own security business, there's a guy I know who does. There's a guy I work for. I won't say anything else, but I will say this: he owns his own company. I'll just say that. I won't say anything else. I gotta be careful. Be careful what I say about people. I'll take this down if that guy. Hey, buddy, if you have a problem with this, I'll take it down. But you know, it's really not like it's not a surprising. Wow, we actually won that hand. It doesn't surprise me that guy is somebody that I'm working with, that's my boss, because that's where I am in my life. I'm ready to be in that world. I don't want to keep getting these jobs, and I won't. Let's get back to the game for a second. Van Pebble has 3 aces. We're going to check it along because we want to see what everybody else has got. I don't think we're in any danger here. There's the full house. We are going to bet 4 million. I should see people folding. This represents that I have an 8. So somebody might think, well, okay, hopefully somebody hit a jack right there. That's what we're hoping for. And there we go. We got the... Let's show everybody that we were the real deal. And we're looking good at 104 million, and we're going to win this game. That's where we're at mentally. So yeah, so for me, working is great. I think it's important. I love it. But if someday the goal is to get into a position where I'm working still, but for myself. And the profits are from me, and I don't mind actually working for a good person, and I don't count other people's pockets really, so it's not that. But there are some jobs I've had in the past where these big companies, and you're just like, it's kind of depressing, how much money they're making, and you're just making like a very low amount. And you're not, and my biggest thing isn't so much the money, but I could do so much more. I could do so many more things. That's why I have a job, I stream, like I like to do things. I don't like to just be, and I'm not a guy that has to be busy with just anything. Like this, I found what I like, and this is what I do. I like this, I like security guarding, that's what I do. There was a time when I actually didn't mind being a dishwasher. My goal was like, I don't mind. It's blue collar, it's cool, it's low level, but it's like you just go and bust your ass for like 8 hours, and it's cool. It's good exercise. And then just going through job after job, and just I'm actually grateful that those jobs became a nightmare. Like I had a job at a hotel. I had a couple hotel jobs, but one was as a dishwasher. And that was like, it really showed me like, you know what? We're beyond this now. We're like, when you go to jobs and you start seeing the same person that you've always worked with, and I don't mean the same person, I mean the same personality. I would see the same servers, always had the same personality everywhere you go, and if you just don't feel like you're growing. So I had to get out of everything that I was doing. I was like, maybe we just need to stop doing this. And I finally was like, I got a job I thought was going to be cool. I mean, if I told you this job, you would probably think it's pretty cool, right? You work at a comedy club, and you're the only cook. They have somebody come in, but you're like the head cook. They have someone else to help you on like the weekdays, but like on the weekends. But on the weekdays, you're by yourself. 6'5" is not a bad hand with clubs, but I'm going to fold that. And they say to you, you're going to be our head cook. You will have someone, they're deaf, they don't talk. It's a mute. This is real. This happened to me. So he's a guy, doesn't speak English, or he's Spanish. So but you don't have to worry about sign language Spanish, just sign language. And so I had to learn a little sign language, how to say chicken and different things. And the guy was really cool, and it was a little bit of a high pressure job, but it was cool until I met the boss and the boss's wife and the fucking idiot waitress and everybody. The fucking wannabe fucking bartender guy who wants to be a comic, but he's just an actor. You're not a funny guy. And then like all this kind of, you start seeing the same shit over and over again. And that was also where I was sexually harassed too. So we've talked about that before. It was weird. I've never been sexually harassed before in my life. So that was a wild one. That was weird. It was like an uncle trying to like diddle you or whatever. It was weird because I'm not a little guy and I'm not a pussy. Like it's not, I don't know why you would, but again, it just, if people are just, I think I have something inside of me that people think, let's mess with that guy. I don't know, but anyway, thankfully we got out of that and we learned from that we don't want to do that. We don't want to work in kitchens anymore. The COVID was when I learned, like, I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I knew I had to change my life. And I did. I changed my life, and you're looking at a guy that's changing his life, or that did change his life, and it's great. Life's great. I'm super happy. But now I'm getting to the point where I'm thinking future. Like, what if, and the big part of that what if is, what if we had our own business? What if we were selling our own? So that's where I came up with the idea I will tell you, I came up with an idea that maybe even if it's like weird, we're going to try to sell merch at some point. I got to look into it. I got to get a business license. It's going to take a while. But it's a cool next step, and I don't mind sharing it. The idea is that I'm a small streamer, but wouldn't it be cool if I sold merch? Like some kind of cool merch thing. Something that I thought was good. That I put time, and it may not make a lot of money off of it initially, or ever. But the goal, just to do that in your life, to have something that you call your own, a product, is appealing to me. So anyway. So now we're down to 80 million, just like that. We were at 100. Now we're down to 80. I would say probably call it blinds. I don't think it has anything to do with my playing style. And here's a good hand for us. This is the one that could change the game. Ace 5. Let's give it a go. And I'm going to go actually hard in the paint here and go 32. If I'm going to go in, I'm going to go in. And you're going to have to pay to go in with me. Nobody's killing the game. He's got 60, he's got 50, he's got 60, he's got 30. He could go all in. Maybe he's thinking that. I'm going to go all in. No, he doesn't go all in. So this is good for us. This is a straight draw. There is our straight right there. We made the straight. We're going to check this. And then we're going to go all in, obviously. Obviously. Which is a big win for us. 104 mil. 152 mil. There you go. Very nice play. Way to go. Kick butt. That's what I was telling you. We could go back and forth. We could talk. We could play. Talk and play. I do like this table a lot. It's very futuristic. But we had a great week. I mean, this is a good stream because it's kind of that last stream of the week deal. And it changes every week. I try to have a rule where it's just, I try not to have a, here's the rule. Stream as many times as you can. And then eventually we'll try to come up with I'll try to come up with something that makes me feel good. Like, because there are times when I'm not drinking at all, most of the time, and we just want to work. And it's like the one week where I really kicked butt. Let me tell you about that week. That was it was 3 weeks ago. Or was it two? Might have been 2 weeks ago. Not this week, not next week, but the week after. That'd be 3. I have Queen 6, and Pharaoh goes 40 million. Izzy B goes all in. I'm gonna fold. I feel like these guys have real cards, so I'm not gonna get in the way. Ace 9, 10 king, ace 10, 8 9, 8 9. 9 ace wins it. 9 ace wins it overall. Oh my goodness, what a killing. Wow. Slaying. So we have 6-6 here, folks, which is a really, it's a lot of money to play this. So we're going to raise it to 50 million. And if this guy plays with me, I'm going all in. If he doesn't, I'll just take my little victory. So there's my little victory, 177 million. And we're doing good. Queen 10 is another nice hand. We'll play 25 million with Queen 10. It's very good. 10 and the Queen. Pro Gamer. We played against Pro Gamer, I want to say, a couple days ago. There's the 10 on the table. Pharaoh is a really good player, so we're going to bet 25 million. I want to see what they do. I want to kind of test them a little bit. And we ended up probably they had nothing. They must have had nothing to do that. So I'm at 25 million. I've got a jack and 2 in my hand. I will call this, but if it's raised, I will fold. Or I'll just take the money. And just like that, guys, we're very close, in close second place. And this doesn't guarantee us anything, but we do have aces in our hand. And that's a big mofo hand. Trying to get Rupert into this. I actually feel like this is where we want to go hard in the paint with Pharaoh, because we have the best hand, I think. We're going to go all in. Pharaoh goes all in with a king. We have the best hand so far. All we need to do is keep no 4s, no kings. Oh, the king shows up. No. Oh, what a brutal way to go. What a nice, that was a good game, though. That was a good game. We'll play again. So, let's just chill out a little bit while we wait for the next game to start. And the next game is starting right now. Hey, man, that's how it goes. I'm sorry. That's what my breaks feel like when I'm a security guard. I literally get... The breaks are very, very small. But I did the right thing, though. The one thing I love about being a security guard is the military feeling about it. I like... It's not even military, because that sounds like fighting. It's the survival aspect of it. Who doesn't fantasize? Or who doesn't at least enjoy the idea of having to survive? And that's what, basically, as a security guard, that's what I'm up against. The weather is ridiculous. Always. It's either raining or when the nighttime comes, it just flips and becomes super cold. So I've always got to deal with weather. So there's always going to be that. Then, again, we're not giving anything away. We're not saying names, but the place that I work, and this isn't to have any reflection on my boss, but they really don't help me at all. They don't give me a locker space. I don't get anything from them. Believe me, I don't want anything from them, but like, there's no like food or anything. Like, I don't want that, but like, they really barely want you to talk to them or look at them. I barely use their bathroom. Like, I use the bathroom that customers use. Like, I don't. And the only time that gets tough is when I've got to hide my bag, because I have a bag that people could steal. I'm outside. So I actually bought like a camouflage, a piece of camouflage, like about like maybe 10 feet by 6 feet. It's really nice. And it's a chunk of camouflage. It's literally, you could buy it on Amazon, and I use it. And it works like a charm. It looks like a bush. And I put it over my backpack, and I use it like a... So, I mean, and I'm not complaining about that. I'm kind of glad that that's one of the things I learned about the security business. And it doesn't matter who you work for. They don't really take care of you very well. It's very, very survivalist. So if somebody was to say to me, like, well, what do you think about security? I'd be like, I like it if you like survival. Because if not, like, I don't eat very much when I'm working. Like, I work 10-hour shifts. I don't really have much of a chance to eat. Like, I just bought this today. This is a Bumblebee tuna snack pack. Like, that's my meal. You know, here's another thing I bought today. Wild tuna and red bean salad. Just pull it open, eat it with a fork. Because I don't have a place to keep food. I don't have a place to keep food. So when you're a security guard, sometimes you'll get a gig. Oh, wait, let's go to the table. Okay, nothing's happening. Where, by the way, I'm still paying attention to the game. But sometimes you'll get a security gig. Here, we'll play this. This will be a good hand here. King 8's a good hand to play. Suited. All right, we're not going to go all in. We're not gonna. But if we did play this, here's what we'd be looking at. You need one more club. And there it would have been. We would have won. Because he had a straight. We would have won with a flush. So I thought about it. I was like, I don't want to be that guy. That I don't want, after the game we just played, I don't want to just throw my chips away. Yeah. So the security guard job is incredibly survivalist. And sometimes you'll get a gig. Like, I have one gig that I go to for 3 days, and that's it. I know where it is every time. I used to work, when I started, I've been working, I want to say it's been a couple years, close to 2 years. When I first started doing security, and I was just getting my feet wet, I worked at one place for like 7 months, but then after that, I quit that one, and I worked for another company, and they basically had me, it changed every week. And it was cool, but it was also like hard in that sometimes you'd go and they'd have refrigerators and microwaves. Sometimes they wouldn't. Sometimes they wouldn't even have water. So you would have to figure out, like, I got to bring my own water or I'm not drinking. And it's a 10-hour shift. So there's that. And like now I've learned as a guard, the thing I do now is, and it wouldn't matter what company I work for now, I understand how to be like what people are looking for in it, like in a guard. Like I know how to not lose my job, basically. You can always lose your job, but as long as you follow the general rule, which is always be on your feet, unless you have a break, then you can sit down. Always let people be able to see where you are. You're basically like a foot soldier, and people have to be able to see you all the time. And then people think, okay, he's doing his job because he's right there and he's standing there staring at everybody. Doing that for 10 hours straight, guys, is not easy. But when you like sort of enjoy the mentality of it, it's not that bad. But it is definitely hard. And I wouldn't want to do it 5 days a week, which I was doing. But the only reason I really did that was because I was just starting with this company. It was this company, but it was my first company, and I knew I had to like pay my dues. And boy, did I pay my dues! I was the only guard who was actually trying. Like, people weren't locking stuff. It was like so ridiculous, dude. All right, ladies and gentlemen, back at the table. This table already lost 2 people. I don't know. I missed it. I must have been talking. Kidding. Of course I was talking. So here we go. Van Pebble's got the jacks. And he's just going to check it along. We're just going to check it along. Because we don't know who has the king. Somebody could have an ace now. Somebody could have an ace now. Or a straight. Somebody could have a straight draw. Somebody could have a straight draw. Could have threes. 3 threes. I mean, it's crazy. I'm gonna give this a go. Okay. I should have known that they had the ace there, because that's when they started betting. I think right around when that ace came on there. Looking back at this here, I'm gonna fold that hand there. Let's take a look at how this thing unfolded. Basically like we have king 10 over here. We're gonna play that. I want to play back this hand. 10 jack queen king. Yeah, we're very close here. Trying to make a straight. We didn't. There you go. So we're looking at the right hand table here, and there's the ace. He doesn't bet, but something told me like somebody could have the king or ace, or now the 3 comes up. It was kind of silly to play the jacks, but I thought, I should have really not played that. And then, of course, he had ace 4. All right, back to the table. 7, 8, 9. 10 would give us straight. It doesn't. We don't have anything. Yellow, LL Curry. All right. So, we're down to 639K. That's fine. King 7. Actually, I kind of like that hand, though. I kind of like, obviously, the king. And 7's a high enough card where if you pair it, it's a pretty solid pair. But we didn't play it. There's the king on the table right there. That's the turn. They call it. They call that the turn. They call this the river. Oh, the river never came. That's one of the first things I ever learned about Texas Hold'em was the flop, the turn, and the river. There's the king 7. That's a sign from God. That's a sign from God. Who's betting another 30? We're going to bet with him. There's the king. That couldn't have worked out better for old Van Pebble. And this is where we're going to try the invisible man there. I'm surprised they played it with me. They could have a straight here. I don't think they do. I really don't think they do. Now I think they're just big throwing money around. I'm going all in. And they did have it. It looks like they did have a full... Oh, wait. They had something, but we had a full house. They had something, but we had a full house. Should I repeat that again? They had... Okay, I'm not going to. They had actually a straight. What a beautiful win that was. And we'll just keep it to ourselves. We won't brag about it. Not a boastful guy. I just want to win. That's all. I just want to win. There was a lot of thought by Van Pebble today of what games should we play. We weren't sure if we were going to play Balatro. For a while there, we weren't going to stream at all. And then we said we do owe them a stream. We should give them a stream. What do we want to give them? And we gave it a thought, and we thought Balatro. And just as I was about ready to play Balatro, something switched, and I said, let's do this. We haven't played this all week. And this is one of my favorite games, really. The thing I love about this game is it's poker, which I love. It's free. I don't know if you knew this, guys. If you're watching the stream, or you're watching... Yes. If you're watching the stream, whether it's live or video on demand, means later. If you're watching this, you can play this game for free. And I'm not getting paid to say that. I'm not. I promise. It's a free game. This is the first game. I think this is the only free game that I own in my Steam library. And it's probably one of my favorite games. I've gotten so much value just personally out of this game, that I praise it. I praise its name. I love it. All right, so this guy is obviously going for a flush. And I'm just going to say, hey, you need to go all in. You need to go all in if you want to play with me. And let's see, Van Pebble's been on the itchy on the trigger finger lately. WNN thinks it over and folds. And let's show them that they folded smartly. And now we stand at 1.45 million. As we know, that could go away at any minute, but we will make sure that does not happen. 10, 10, 5 on the table. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players left. We're one of them. Invisible Man bets. Invisible Man has the same avatar that I do, and it hasn't bothered me. I didn't even know until now, to be honest with you. I'm oblivious. I really enjoyed my week. I really did. It was a very good week. And we didn't do something that we will definitely do next week. And I do want to talk about. I don't like to talk about other games while I'm playing this game, but I've gotten good now. I don't do it. It's a bad habit to talk about other stuff. But this is good because this is something that I liked. I think is good to talk about actually. So there's a thing that I started doing stream-wise that I never did before, and that's opening cards on stream. We did it like 3 times, and it's now I'm a card collector now. Basketball cards, NBA basketball cards. Because I was watching people open up the, if you're into the streaming world, obviously you know that Pokemon cards is a huge popular thing right now. People, and the idea of getting a pack of cards, opening up the pack, and possibly finding that card that could be worth something, or even just something that you really like, is intriguing to me. But I couldn't wrap my head around the Pokemon thing, because I don't care about Pokemon. I just don't care. Like, I just wasn't exposed to it. It's the same thing with anime. Anime, I really don't care. I don't even appreciate it. Like, when I see there's anime, I go, oh yeah, I don't want to sit and watch like an hour-long cartoon. Like, I'm actually not into cartoons. I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. I don't like cartoons. Okay? I'm a fucking grown man. For some reason, I can play video games in the cartoon form because it's me playing the game. But if I have to watch some fucking movie that's animated, I can't fucking do it. I'm not saying like I'm not saying like it would be a challenge for me and it would hurt. Oh, I can't on my eyes. I mean, obviously I could do it, but I just have no desire to watch, these anime things. And it just seems like a weird thing for me to get into at this age. I'm 50 years old. Like, it just seems like I don't want to do that anymore. There's things that once I turned 50, I stopped doing, and things I started doing as well, and I don't regret it. One of the things I stopped doing was I stopped dressing like a young guy. Like, I'm getting rid of all my baseball hats. I'm not kidding. I started wearing like the what do they call those hats? They're like proper hats. Like, let's see, hold on a second. Let's get back to the game and then we'll get back into what we were talking about. It's ace jack. The flop is 3 king 5. Win is betting a lot of money, not anything I want to get involved with. Jack 8 king 4. So I don't think there's any way they could lose at this point. There we go. And then we lose another player. And now we got 4 people at the table. The antes are quite high, 120K. And there it goes, your favorite streamer, Van Pebble. America's favorite streamer. There you go. There you go. You know what's funny? If you were to say, I'm America's top streamer, or favorite streamer, before this election, people wouldn't even like think twice. But now if you say, I'm America's favorite streamer, people are like, America? Like as in MAGA America? Like people automatically just go, he's part of that. He's a Trump guy. He's a Trump supporter, which I don't have any political affiliation. I'm sorry, I don't. I wish I could. I mean, I'm a bad citizen in that way. I don't vote. I actually, just for me, I'll tell you why I don't really do that. This is going to kind of sound like I'm being weird about it, but like when I was younger, a younger man in my 20s and 30s, I was depressed. I was depressed for a big portion of, I think most people are. I mean, you go through the public school system and you're just basically like an animal, just being kept by the zookeepers who are your parents. And hopefully, if you're lucky, you get good zookeepers. My zookeepers were pretty good, but they didn't teach me anything about being an adult. So, but I didn't know anything when I got out of high school. I knew squat. Queen 8. Oh, it's a pretty good one. Damn, I made myself play that. We're gonna see how this goes here, and then we'll get back to the conversation. So the hearts, that's not good. Basically, that's going to kill us right there. That's a lot of money you're betting. So, yeah. All right, we got King 9. We'll get back to the conversation here. King 9. Yeah, we had like basically zookeepers, and then we just got to a point where we don't have to live that way anymore, and it's great. And I think when I turned 50, I realized there's things I had to leave behind, and a lot of it's like just acting like a kid, like. Or dressing like a kid, or like things like baseball hats. Like I still like baseball hats, but a lot less. You know, I wear like the proper. I'm trying to think of what you would call a pork pie hat. Like there's just something about getting older where you want to do it gracefully, and I feel like just life wasn't graceful for so long. My whole life was just like, who cares what we look like? Let's just roll out of bed. Let's get this thing going. And now I know what I was talking about, being depressed. So I was depressed for most of my life. And like I said, like, I think most people are. This is a huge hand for us here. If we can get this, we're going to bet big. We're going to bet 250K. If we can get somebody along for this one, I think we can win this one, unless they have a 6. Now I'm a little nervous. But there's the queen. Hopefully they have 3 6s and 2 queens. I've got 3 queens, 2 6s. This is interesting. We're going all in. And we're going to show our work. Because we had something beautiful there. That was a great hand. So yeah, I spent a lot of my time in my life being very depressed, and I knew that I had to. I know exactly where I was going to go now. Thank you. As far as like not voting and stuff, I just realized I had to just live my life very me centric. I got to put myself first. I don't know why, I just never knew to do that. And once I did that, I stopped caring about what was going on around me. But it is tough because like, I don't vote, stuff like that. But it's better for me personally. It seems to be working out fine. Like I don't vote, but I don't really ever care who the ultimate president or leader is. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to we're going to call this guy's all in. And he's got 8s, I've got aces, and I've got an 8. So if an 8 pops up, that just helps me. And there goes WNN0817. And now it's down to 3 people. And this is what we try to do, guys. We try to all we want to do is just do better than we did before. The last game, we're doing great. We ended up coming in like 4th or 5th. It was ridiculous. So this time we're going to get the victory. Yeah. Was very depressed for a long time. Sports helped me get out of it. And then little by little, I just found things that got me out of depression. And video games was one of them. And I tried, like, work is supposed to help you, like, give you self-esteem, but it got to a point where I was just depressed all the time with work. And so I had to, king, queen. We need a king or a queen? So we got into sports, we got into video games. Those are the two things that help change our mood. And then we just had to really keep our eye on the prize. And that's, to this day, that's how I live my life. I just focus on my schedule. I mean, it's very like, I take my mental health extremely seriously. It's like the most important thing is for me to be mentally healthy. And that everyone's different in how they do it, you know. Here's something interesting. I'm gonna call this, because sometimes you get lucky on these hands. He's gonna bet big here. I'm definitely gonna fold. I shouldn't have gotten in this one, to be honest. I shouldn't have gotten in that one. That was a mistake. But you gotta move on. We make mistakes. That's what I should have done in the first place, is folded. And here we go. Ace 10, big hand for Van Pebble. Invisible Man, I expected that. I'm going to go all in. They're going to go all in too. Come on. And so far we've got it. Come on. There's the ace. It's going to be hard to beat me now. I don't think I can lose. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it. There it is. Van Pebble takes it home. Very nice to see that. And that's what I'm fucking talking about, man. Come on. The victory is important. It is actually ultimately important. Let's play one more game, guys. We got the win out of the way. Let's get one more win. What do you think? Huh? Come on. Hey, what are we doing here, huh? So yeah. Yeah. That's what I have to say about that. You know what I have to say about that? Yeah and If you ask any basketball player in their 20s in the NBA, or they're in their 20s or 30s, and the first thing they'll say is I don't know what happens to talking. You always assume that on an unrelated topic here, I always assume that if somebody's coming, and even a streamer, I would dare say, we should have better diction. We should be working on saying things better. That's why I hate that I have a lisp a little bit, because I have a tooth missing in the front. I've never had a lisp problem in my life, but now sometimes it's just like that. I hate it, but it is what it is, and you got to live with these things in life. But we should be trying, as streamers, we use language, whatever language you speak. You try to speak it the best you can. I know there's those streamers out there that are like the XQC guy and the guy that's like, it's funny because he's not good at talking. I get that. But I guarantee XQC probably feels like shit about himself sometimes. Just in that way. Like, I know for a fact he wishes he spoke better. Because sometimes it's just watching that guy's streams. I just isn't to jump on his ass, but yikes. I mean, as streamers, we should be able to talk well. We should be able to form our thoughts well. We should be able to continue our thought. Bring it back. You know what I mean? You got a thought, you go back to the game, come back, have that thought ready. That's like the skill set that we should be trying to have as, like, we're professional talkers, basically. Or amateur talk. Fine, we're amateur talkers. Ladies and gentlemen, back to the table. We have the jack. We've got it. And we're starting off hot. Van Pebble coming off a win, going on to looking for that second W in a row here. Feeling the flow, feeling the energy. It's circular. It's like a circle. I kind of wonder. I took that from Happy Gilmore. I wonder how the new Happy Gilmore movie is going to be. I know I'm throwing topics out there. I'm doing it on purpose. I'm just going all over the place. It doesn't always have to be about my personal life and my past. That's what I'm trying to say. Ladies and gentlemen, we have something here very special. Let's see how long we can make it last. Ooh, we got this guy going with us. There's a good chance we could get some real... We could just scrape a little bit at a time. Oh, I love this. Technically, I would say we have the best hand here. I think they've got the best hand too. But I don't think they do. And I'm right. And ladies and gentlemen, there's the flush. And there goes another player out the window. Thank you, Zoros. Nice try. But not nice enough, my man. Not nice enough. Happy Gilmore, one of the greatest movies of all time. I'm not even kidding. It was such a great comedy. It's Adam Sandler's best movie as far as I'm concerned. I'm not an Adam Sandler fan. I think Adam Sandler is a brilliant guy. But I don't like his movies. I don't like his characters. I don't like his serious movies. I don't like anything. I'm just not really an Adam Sandler. I do like movies, for the record. Happy Gilmore is one of the best movies of all time. You've got Happy, which is a great character because at the time, and here's why I don't think it's going to work. At the time, Happy Gilmore was like 30, in his 30s. He was a young man. Adam Sandler was also a young man. It worked. You know, the whole like yelling thing and his comedy, it was really a pocket of time for Sandler. I don't think it's going to be a good movie, and I just think it's a bad idea. But I'm glad he's doing it because it's funny to say that because I'm glad he's doing it. Because I love the first one, and there is always a chance maybe that character needed that second movie. You know what I mean? Have you ever thought that? You're like, man, I just need a second movie. I just need it. And I'm trying to think of when that actually worked. It actually has worked several times. I think The Accountant the second one is better than the first one. The Jason Bourne movies got better as they went on. I do feel that way. Like Mission Impossible for sure got better. It's not like they did the original Mission Impossible movie. Like this latest one is probably I gotta tell you, I'm having a little trouble with the latest one. I don't think it's that good so far. It's just moving very weird. It's very like I'm having a little trouble with the latest Mission Impossible movie, if we're just being honest. But the Sandler movie is interesting, and not interesting at the same time. But that's how life is. Don't you think so? Don't you find yourself, right? I'm an older guy. You're probably older. You're watching this. Don't you find let's see, 10 Jack Queen. We're looking for a 9 here. Don't you just find yourself, once you think something is true, you could easily make a case for it to not be true? I mean, there's some things that's like, obviously, no. You know, don't do that. No, you don't do that. Right? Don't do that. But then there are some things where it's just like, no. But like 99% of life is like, yes, and no. It's an old Steve Martin joke. Steve Martin joke goes like this. He goes, here's Steve Martin, right? He goes, I was talking to the great Maharishi Yogi, and he said something I'll never forget. He said, always, no, never. And to me, that always, first of all, I do think that's funny. It's really funny. But it's also like, it's so true. That always never thing. It's almost, I don't want to use the word depressing because we were talking about depression earlier, but it almost is one of those things that can get you a little down. When you think something is the way it is, and then you're like, actually, like, when your mind goes, oh, it may not be that. They might not be this. All right. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. King 10. There's really... We do have a hand here. We did have a hand. We don't. It would have been Jack would have been our card. Let's see who's got anything. Sixes. There you go. Bear jumps. Very nice bear jumps. I knew a guy named Bear Claw. He was Bear Claw. That was his name. He was one of the biggest assholes I ever met in my life. Bear Claw, if you're watching this, fuck you, dude. I hate that guy. It's one of the reasons why I don't like working. It's a guy I worked with. It was just, we were just both young and guys, and young guys just like to go after each other. And for some reason, this guy just didn't like me, so he would just be a cunt. It was like, dude, what the fuck? It's literally a guy that, like, I would, if I saw, it would be hard for me not to punch or go after. Although that's not true. I have more control over myself than that. But his name was Bear Claw. And he loved, like, you know, he was a Native American guy. And he just, you could tell, like, he sort of had a problem with white people. And it was like, dude, like, I know I'm white. I know I look white. I know I sound white. I know, but, like, who cares? Like, I'm not what you think. I'm not this evil thing. And I'm half Italian. I always had trouble with the Italian thing being the white guy, which is true. Like, I would look at myself and say that's a white guy. But there are a lot of people that look at me and go, there's something else there. Yeah, it's Italian. I'm Italian. Is that white? I never realized, like, Italian was white, but it is, I guess. All right, back to the game, ladies and gentlemen. It is getting to that point now. We have 4 players left, and it's feeling like the antes are going to start raising to 20k and 40k very soon. Sparrow folds, bear jumps, raises. And I'm going to give it to bear jumps. I'm going to give it to bear jumps. I had 10-3. Bear jumps. Oh, I would have played against that. I would have played against that for sure. That's interesting. I'm gonna tell them I would have played against that. Had I have known, there's the 3 coming right in there on the friggin' flop, and now we might have our bear jumps where we want them. We have bear jumps exactly where we want them. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a full house. Even if he has a straight or something, we're going all in. I don't think he's going to take the bait here. Unless he has a 4. Unless he had a 4. It wasn't a bluff, dude. Definitely not a bluff. Definitely not a bluff. Jack 8 or Jackass, which is what bear jumps is. Just kidding, bear jumps. Oh, 10, Jack, Queen, King. If only we had a 9 there or an ace. All right. Fun game. I'm having fun here. Having a lot of fun. I don't know about the bonus. I think we probably will play a bonus stream today. Because when we play HG Poker, we always throw a bonus game in there. Should have folded in the first place. That's my fault. Got excited the game. I got into the game too much. But here we go. But yeah, we usually do a bonus stream when we play this game. And I've been doing a lot of Maze Trap. It's a game called Marble Trap, I think it's called. Great game. And maybe we'll play that. Hey, maybe that's what we'll do. Jeez. It looks also like Bear Jumps, the player at the table, is getting incredible cards. That's just what it feels like to me. I've seen some of his cards, and I think he's just in a hot way. He's got the hot hand, which happens to every table, where they're just getting every big hand. It's a big bet. Oh. Wow. Wow. Very nice. Wow, the kicker. Woo, very nice. All right, Jack 10. Obviously, we got to be more careful about what we play here. Bear Jumps is making big moves, making huge jumps. What was it that they had there? A 7, was it? Yeah, they had 7s. Okay, so they're playing well. This is good for us. Ace 10. We're looking for a jack. Actually, yeah. We're not looking for a jack. I'm sorry. We're looking for a queen. A queen. That's not it. And we're gonna fold it. Oh, we'll check it. We'll check it. So that hurt us a little bit. That hurt us a lot, actually. But I'm not worried. I had to play aggressively there. We're gonna play it very aggressively here as well. Queen 9. He's going big. I'm going to go even bigger because otherwise that guy's just going to keep betting 320 every time. And hopefully we can get this hand. We need this hand here. It's not looking good for us. We need a queen. We need a queen or a king, right? And we didn't get either of them. So we ended up losing again. But we already got that first win. Let's play one more tournament. Having a good time. We're having fun. And maybe we'll do a different... You know what we'll do with this one? Let's do a different avatar. Let's go with a different avatar. Let's be the Killer Bee. One of my favorite characters in the game. That's true. And there we are, the Killer Bee next to another person that took the Stonehead. I love the Stonehead. But it's time to be the Killer Bee. Killer Bee. Swarm around these guys. Swarm. So yeah, basically... Since we started streaming more, I don't want to say aggressively, but like almost like it's a job. Life's been better for me. And that's the direction that we've been going in. Basically, it's like when you've got your own stream, you've got your own kind of thing going, and you could treat it however you want to treat it. I choose to treat this like a business. Like, it is actually a business. So yeah, I would love to see what happens in the future with us. I would love to sell like 1 or 2 merch items just because I think it would be funny and cool. And I do think that just putting merch out there would sell. I don't think it would sell great. Our numbers are not great. We're not a high watt streamer, but I think that we're good enough. Like, I don't mean good enough, like you're just good enough, just barely good enough. I mean, like, we're good enough where we deserve to have our own thing. And especially if it's something quirky and cute. And what's more quirky than a back scratcher? Like, I'm even throwing it out. I'm giving you the idea. I'm sure there's other streamers who are constantly looking for shit to put out. So if you want to steal my idea, you can. But think about this, though. Like, how are you going to brand it? Because I'm Van Pebble. So I can use the Pebble thing for materials, which seems costly. That's why I'm kind of interested to see how that would actually go. How could you actually make a back scratcher, but somehow put pebbles on it? But also, and you could just put a few pebbles, but the big thing is you're putting pebbles, you're mailing. That's heavy. That's going to be a heavy thing to mail. So it's going to cost you a lot of money. So that's something to think about as well. It's fun to think about business. I think maybe I counted myself out when I was younger, and I never thought that I actually could be a business. I could actually make money off of myself. I think that is something that I just never, I don't know why, I just threw myself out of the game. Why would I do that? Why would you take yourself out of the game? You don't have to. That's the point. So back at the table here, last game of the night, last stream of the week, Van Pebble, Killer B on the left. And look at this cutie who is our dealer. Not usually in the blondes, but she's got a way. She's got a way about her. There you go. I did a little singing. People love that. They love it. They love it when you sing. Donald Trump, they love it. I saw, and I swear we don't talk politics here, but I saw something so funny, and I couldn't believe my eyes. Because I like to talk about Twitch streamers sometimes, because, you know, this is Twitch, this is the platform. I know some people are watching this on, well, this is a good hand, are watching this on YouTube, but, like, I stream on Twitch, and then I take it to YouTube, so I like to talk about Twitch sometimes, and there's a streamer that I couldn't believe was doing a TED Talk, like a political TED Talk. And I don't know why it surprised me, because he's actually doing like a professional thing. People are talking to Hassan Abi, right? They're talking to this guy at this thing, this press conference, like he's running for office. Is Hassan running for office? What is going on? What is Hassan doing? What are you doing, Hassan? Seriously, man, you're a good-looking guy. Obviously, no one can take anything away from you. You're the best, dude. You're the bee's knees. All right, and I'm a bee. I would know. We have 3-3 from the bee. The bee has 3-3, and that rhymes, and that's important. And I'm not feeling this hand so far. There's 266. I am outski. Let these guys go at it. Jack, queen. Jack's looking good. Looking good. There it is, folks. I didn't lose too much on that. Van Pebble has almost 700k now. We've lost a few hands. We're just gonna stay out of it for a minute here, and sometimes when you're just not catching the cards, it's good to just sit out and wait. Sit out and wait for your hand. It's one of the things, like when you try to learn how to really play Texas Hold'em and you try to find some of the masters on YouTube, you know, and try to learn about one of the greatest players of all time is a guy named Daniel Negreanu, who is actually a Canadian guy, but he lives in America. Anyway, you really can't miss him. He's all over social media, but he's a great player. And one of the things he said that's always stayed with me is, and it sounds weird to say this, it's almost like saying bend your knees before you fucking pick something up. but you don't have to play every hand. And I think for some reason you get into it where you feel like you gotta play every hand, and that's a good way to lose. It's also a good way to, like, I think people can predict your moves a little bit better when you're playing more hands. Obviously, they're seeing what you're doing more, right? And we're doing our best here. I'm really glad we got that first win in, so now we can just, like, I still want to win, but I'm glad that for the sake of the stream that we got that win in. That was good. Ace Jack 8 on a Thursday night. Van Pebble streaming the last stream of his week, trying to get that last win in for the end of the week. This would be a great, I mean, we've already ended a winner, but to get that last final win would just be the icing on top of the streamer cake. Yeah, I don't know what Hassan is doing. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I was incredibly impressed, obviously, because Hassan, who most people know who I'm talking about, and I'll just talk as if people do know who he is. If not, look it up. Hassan Abi. He's a very big streamer on Twitch. He does, like, political commentary, but he's a gamer. I'm confused what he does, but I guess you don't need... Who cares? Like, but I'm just surprised that he's taken so seriously, and he's great. Let's talk about the good things about what we noticed with Hassan. He's incredibly well spoken. He's a really smart guy. He's very good looking. That helps. That actually helps in that world. Like, obviously, in the world that we're in, like, somebody who's attractive is a lot easier to look at, you know, or got a good voice. It helps too, you know. But I was impressed by it, not even so much. We all know Hassan's a handsome guy. The thing that impressed me was how well spoken he was. And he really is a smart guy. And that is impressive. Even if it's annoying sometimes, even if the way he talks sounds like every college student I've ever heard in my life. But he is very, very, very together guy. And it was impressive, actually. I was impressed. I was like, this guy's impressive. I can see why certain female streamers would be dating him. All right, I got you, Valkyrie. I got it. I'm kidding. Okay, let's leave Valkyrie alone now. She's gonna. We've been really, and one streamer we've been picking on all week, and I just want to give them total respect, is Valkyrie. Valkyrie is a great streamer, and I apologize if I came across weird. I'm sorry. You're the best. You're great. You're a great streamer. She's a great streamer. She's the greatest. She's the best streamer we've ever seen. Never seen a streamer like Valkyrie. She is a very good streamer. Is she the best? No. Who is the best female streamer? I don't know. I always think, like, the great thing about streamers is the difference. When somebody's a little different, you know. Why people love a guy like Sketch. Why do people love him so much? Because he's authentically him. And people love that, you know? Like, is it over the top sometimes? Yeah, very much so. Is he overdoing the girlfriend angle? I think a lot of us would agree. We don't care that he's gay. It's like, I'm not saying he is, but I'm saying if you are gay, this is for anyone. You don't have to get on. I'm not saying this is what Sketch is doing. But it feels like you're trying to introduce his girlfriend to us, and most of us know what you've really been up to in the past. It's like, when you're ready, you know, you can own up to it, you know. It's like, it's fine. It's weird. It's weird to see Sketch's streams. Like, I don't watch other streamers for the most part, but I try to, like, poke my head in, and see what they're up to. And there's a lot going on with Sketch where I'm like, come on, bro. But his name is Sketch, so he could be sketchy. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to bet big here. We're going to take advantage of our opportunity. It looks like this could be the hand for us to get ahead. We do have a king. This would be a good hand to win. He has 2 kings, and that's really bad for us. Really bad. There it is, folks. There it is. That looks like that's going to do it for old Van Pebble. And we usually do the bonus stream. We usually do. I did say usually. I think we're just going to leave it. I think we did a great job. We did a great job. We're great. We did great. Ladies and gentlemen, we don't usually even do an outro for HD Poker streams, but we will today. Thank you so much for joining us all week long. It's been a cooker. It's been fun. My goal is to get better at this every time I do it. I feel we are doing that. I will pitch something for next week. I'll pitch it. I will tease it. This right here. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be opening up card packs next week. Now, the card packs that we have some doozies. We got some goodies. We got 2021, 2022. Why that's a big deal is not only are the NBA East Conference and West Conference finals going off right now, and they're just starting. It's the perfect time to do it. Next week is a perfect time to do it. But also, the timing of the 2021-2022 is perfect because a lot of these rookies from this class are kicking ass in the league in their second or third year. Wait, 2021 would be 4 years, so third or fourth year. And some of these rookies are killing it, like the guy, let's see, let's take a look at the, and there were trades too. So let's just name one player. Here's OKC, which is the hot team right now. And here's a guy who was a rookie recently. Where is he? Chet Holmgren, who was a rookie just a couple years ago. When Chet Holmgren, when was he drafted? 2022. So it's right in that pocket. And a lot of these guys, it's interesting and fun to pull their card in the pack. And then you pull the card and then you're like, oh, that guy's killing it right now. And it's kind of fun to see it. It's fun to own it. And it might have value at some point. It gets tricky with cards because you got to grade them. And then if you grade them, then you got to go, like, how do you trade it? You can go to shows. I don't know about going to shows. I'm open to it, but I'm not a people guy. Anyway, that's what we wanted to say. Next week, that's what we will be doing. We will be doing card pull, at least one stream of it. And I've got some really interesting cards coming in the mail this week. And I'm talking about, this is interesting. Caitlin Clark. I got a Caitlin. It's not easy to say Caitlin Clark, first of all. Then Caitlin Clark card. Then if you say I kept my Caitlin Clark card centered. Now you're just throwing all kinds of words. It's very difficult to say. But anyway, Caitlin Clark I got coming. Those are like mystery cards. So it's like we've got her, then we've got those cards. We've got a bunch of cards to open, and it's very exciting. And at this stage, ladies and gentlemen, we can end the stream. I just want to say thank you for joining us today. And I'd like to end the stream this way. Please check out my social media page. This is what it looks like, guys. You're talking about... Look at this guy. What a nice guy he is, huh? He's the nicest guy. He's a great guy. Ladies and gentlemen, Van Pebble is on Twitter, and we just do fun. We talk fun stuff. We talk about things that Hassan would not be talking about. Okay. Then you can donate. Another thing you can do is donate money to me, Thomas Palvino. Van Pebble, that's my real name, is Thomas Palvino. I'm thinking about changing it at some point. It's another thing. It's a long story, but I am thinking about changing my name. But for now, this is my name, at Thomas Palvino, and you can send money to me, and I will buy cheeseburgers, or probably most likely something to make my streams better, maybe video games. Maybe if you donate money and you tell me why you donated, I will use that money to go into what you like. Maybe you like a certain game. One person donated money to me a while ago, and his favorite game was House of Da Vinci, and we took the money that he donated to us and we bought House of Da Vinci 3. So, and lastly, ladies and gentlemen, Van Pebble is on YouTube, and Van Pebble loves YouTube, and Van Pebble loves YouTube channel. As you can see, it's a nice channel. People are watching the videos, and I'm just really happy about everything that's going on right now. Are we killing the game? In my world, yes. In my world, we have a successful channel that is consistently putting at least 6 to 8 to 10 videos. It depends on the week. I think this week we got about 7, I think I'm right about that. Could be 6, could be 7. That's a lot of videos. Hour to 2 hours each video. It's worth it. If you subscribe to me, you know what you're gonna get. If it's not your cup of tea, then you shouldn't be subscribing. But the only reason I talk about this is because I know, first of all, this is an advertisement, so it's my job to sell myself. But I really think, and this is a great thing to say, but I really think this sells itself. You got a channel that is constantly going, constantly, what do you mean constantly going? It's constantly continuing. It's putting out new material every week. It's not like you have to wait a really long time. Like now, for the next 3 days, you've got, like, how many videos did we do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. We've done like 6 or 7 videos. Yeah. If the name of the game is content, then I got you there. That's one of the things we're good for. We're always going to bring content and quality. If you like what I do, that means you like my quality. I'm always going to be making my quality better. Van Pebble's on YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it. We did it again, folks. We made it work. We got another stream. We squeezed one out. I'm coughing. Someone call 911. Just kidding. It's fine. Don't scare people. Come on. Thanks a lot for watching this week. Have a good week. I have no advice for you. I'm just gonna merely say have a good one. And I hate to be one of those streamers that has to give advice at the end of every stream. It's like, I feel like we've kind of done that throughout the stream. But seriously, have a great week. Guys, I really appreciate everybody. I appreciate people watching the streams. And I love what I do. We're just going to keep doing it. And we're going to keep getting better. And that's what it's all about. We're going to let the music play for like a couple more minutes just to... so I can just kind of like groove my way out of this. And thanks again, guys, for watching. Van Pebble. I know a guy. I was going to say I have a friend, but he's not really a friend. I mean, let's be honest. He's a coworker. But this guy is a DJ. And I was telling this guy, dude, you could make a killing on Twitch. Because he's a young guy. He looks, this is how I told him. I go, you're not ugly. And that's the important thing. If you're going to do something like this, you do kind of have to be attractive, unfortunately. And look, see, this guy's a very attractive guy. He's got hair. His hair looks good. He's got a cool shirt on. He's a good dancer. He likes Modelo beer. All right, guys, that's it. I'm out of here. We'll talk to you next week. Thank you so much for joining us. You got a lot of content for me to watch. Watch it all. All right, and then we'll come back and we'll do it again next week. Talk to you later. Peace, guys. Thank you very much. Now I can really dance now that the camera's off. Now I can be who I really want to be. Oh, no. I left the camera on. Oh, jeez. Later.